Hi, welcome to another tale from Surgeons Hall, which concerns the hanging of the serial killer William Burke. Burke and Hare were two immigrant Irishmen who killed 16 people and sold their bodies for dissection in 1828. Hundreds of bodies were needed per year for the Edinburgh University Department of Anatomy and the private anatomy schools that flourished around it. Body snatching from cemeteries was the usual source, but Burke and Hare happened upon murder as a way to obtain bodies to sell for dissection. They sold the bodies to Dr. Robert Knox, a brilliant anatomist whose anatomy school was amongst the biggest. When they were caught, William Hare turned King's evidence incriminating William Burke, in return for which he was freed. Burke was sentenced to hang on 28th January 1829. The gallows were set up at the top of the mound where it meets the High Street, and an estimated 35,000 people turned up in a carnival mood to witness the hanging and harangue Burke for his crimes. Thomas Hume, a medical student, hand-wrote a journal, which is now in the possession of the Surgeons Hall Museums, in which he described the events at the hanging, and it provides a rather unexpected and startling insight into the plight of the immigrant Irish and their poor treatment in Scotland and elsewhere at that time. Hume went to the site of the hanging at around 4 in the morning, and so was surprised to witness a large contingent of Burke's fellow Irishmen, about 100 in number, come up from the Grassmarket, an Irish ghetto then known as Little Ireland. They formed what looked like a defensive circle round the base of the gallows. Hume asked one Irishman who was especially friendly what they were doing. He declared that they believed it was bad enough for Burke, whom he called the poor devil, to be hanged. They feared he would be mocked and denigrated by the crowd, and so they were there, as he said, to keep the crowd at a decent distance. At this time, the immigrant Irish in Scotland and elsewhere were a marginalised, ghettoised and persecuted minority. Burke and these other Irishmen no doubt knew each other and had shared this experience, so despite the enormity of his crimes, his fellow Irishmen still regarded Burke as one of their own. They seemed to have no argument with the punishment Burke was about to receive, but considered that public hanging was punishment enough without further mistreatment by a society that had habitually mistreated him and them. Needless to say, 100 men would have had little chance in keeping 35,000 at bay, and records of the day show that Burke was indeed insulted and jeered, and that a loud cheer went up when the trap door under his feet finally dropped.